The years and the seasons may shift, but the biggest question we ask ourselves on this channel never changes. That question is, what amazing finds have archaeologists found recently? Well, no matter how many times we raise that question, we're never let down by the answer. We found plenty of unbelievable answers the last time we asked it, and they're all here in this video. Let's start off with number 15, Kaymakli Underground City. Europe has its share of hidden underground cities, but few match the scale or age of Kaymakli in Turkey. This massive subterranean complex dates back around 4,000 years and is believed to have first been occupied during the early Bronze Age. Life underground, surrounded by mud, brick, and stone, was safer than living above ground where nomadic raiders threatened settlements. Despite its age, Kaymakli is remarkably structured. It stretches 8 stories deep, though only 5 levels are open to the public. The bottom 3 remain off-limits, and neither Turkish authorities nor archaeologists have explained why. Theories range from safety issues to more secretive reasons. What is visible is impressive enough, from storage rooms and ventilation shafts to wine presses and even a stone-carved theater. For ancient people, living underground wasn't just for survival, it was a fully functioning way of life. Whatever remains hidden in the lower levels of Kaymakli only adds to the mystery of this ancient underground world. Number 14. Timbuktu Manuscripts. The Timbuktu manuscripts are Mali's most significant archaeological legacy. It is a super vast collection of ancient texts preserved for generations in private households across the region. Well, now, before you think that, these aren't just a few rare books. The full archive is estimated to include over 700,000 documents. Their subjects range widely, touching on religion, law, medicine, astronomy, philosophy, and more. Though most are written in Arabic, some appear in indigenous languages like Temashak and Songhai. The oldest known texts date back to the 13th century, while others extend into the 20th century. That modern overlap has caused debate among historians. Some argue that manuscripts less than 100 years old shouldn't be included. For centuries, this archive remained largely unknown to the outside world, but the 2012 Mali War brought them to global attention, as threats to their survival prompted urgent conservation efforts. Today, work is underway to digitize the full collection, a process that may take years but will ensure that one of Africa's richest intellectual histories is never lost again. Number 3. Ecce Homo fresco. The story of this fresco is one of art, outrage, and unexpected fame. Originally painted in 1930 by Elias Garcia Martinez in the Sanctuary of Mercy Church in Borja, the fresco was a traditional European-style portrayal of Christ wearing a crown of thorns. For decades, the painting remained largely unnoticed until 2012, when 80-year-old Cecilia Gimenez, an untrained amateur, decided to restore it herself. The result went viral. Her well-meaning but disastrous attempt turned the image unrecognizable, sparking mockery worldwide. Internet users soon dubbed it Ecce Mono, or Behold the Monkey. The original artist's family was furious, while Gimenez insisted she was still working on the piece and had simply stepped away when others noticed it. Ironically, her version transformed the obscure fresco into a major tourist draw, increasing visitors to Borja tenfold. Though it began as a failed restoration, the now infamous artwork brought renewed attention and economic benefit to the sleepy Spanish town. Number 2. Caballo de los Vilares. The sculpture known as Caballo de los Vilares once stood above the tomb of an Iberian noble. Today, it remains one of the most striking and stunning artifacts from Iberian pre-Roman history, housed at the Museo de Albacete in La Mancha, Spain. Carved around 490 BCE, the statue portrays a horse-mounted rider and was discovered in 1982 during excavations of a necropolis at Los Vilares. For years, experts debated the rider's identity. Initially believed to be a woman, the figure is now understood to be male, distinguished by a belt worn around the waist, marking him as part of the warrior aristocracy of the period. The statue bears visible damage, but it wasn't caused solely by time. Archaeologists believe the sculpture was deliberately struck with a spear and defaced during a rebellion, likely around 90 years after its creation, when local populations rose against their elites. As both a funerary piece and a political symbol, the statue represents a critical moment in Iberian cultural memory. All right, guys, now let's head over to number 11. Roman cornu mouthpiece. The Roman fort of Vindolanda remains one of Britain's most important archaeological sites, and discoveries like this are why. Unearthed beneath the floor of a Hadrianic-era workshop was a rare copper alloy mouthpiece from a Roman cornu, the curved military horn used for relaying commands during battle. Dated between 120 and 128 CE, the fragment would have once been part of a full-size instrument carried by a soldier known as a cornisan. These hornblowers translated battlefield instructions into musical notes that could be heard over the noise of combat. Cornu are frequently depicted in Roman artwork and sculpture, such as Trajan's Column in Rome, but surviving parts are incredibly rare. Vindolanda's rich historical layers, 9 forts stacked atop each other between 85 and 370 CE, have made it a treasure trove for Roman-era discoveries. This particular find adds a musical dimension to daily life at the fort and offers a rare physical connection to Roman battlefield communication in the north of England. Number 10. Pergi tablets. Archaeologists are still working to fully decode this set of 3 gold plates inscribed around 2,500 years ago. What makes them especially valuable is that the inscriptions appear in both Phoenician and Etruscan, providing a rare linguistic bridge. The Etruscan language has long defied full translation, but scholars hope that, much like the Rosetta Stone, the bilingual nature of the Pergi tablets will finally unlock its secrets. The plates were uncovered in 1964 during excavations at the foundation of an Etruscan temple in Lazio, Italy. Many historians compare them to the Orphic gold tablets, which predate them by about a century and are sometimes described as the world's oldest intact book. Both sets of text are written in Etruscan, and scholars had hoped they'd be enough to crack the code. Progress, however, has been slow. The dream of fully translating Etruscan remains elusive, but with tablets like these, hope hasn't faded yet. Number 9. Neolithic hand axe in Denmark. Finding a Stone Age axe is always significant, but finding one with its original wooden handle still intact is pretty rare. In November 2014, archaeologists on Denmark's Lolland Island made just such a discovery near Rydbyhav. While surveying land marked for railway development, they located a 5,500-year-old axe embedded in ancient seabed clay. The region was once submerged, and the oxygen-poor sediment helped preserve organic materials like wood. That's why this handle, against the odds, survived. Nearby, researchers also found stakes, paddles, and bows, suggesting that some of these items were deliberately deposited, possibly as offerings. While the axe was primarily a tool for woodworking or land clearing, it would have served well in combat too. Finds like this provide rare insight into daily life and belief systems during the Neolithic period. In terms of preservation and historical context, this axe is among the best of its kind, a functional tool, a possible sacred item, and a direct link to Stone Age hands. Number 8. Toy chariot. When archaeologists found this miniature toy chariot in Turkey, they found more than just a child's relic. They found a rare Bronze Age insight into play, status, and early transportation. The toy, believed to be around 5,000 years old, was found inside a child's burial site in the ancient settlement of Sumatar. Alongside it, a rattle carved with bird imagery was recovered. The detail on the chariot suggests it wasn't a mass-produced object, it was custom-made, likely for the child of someone powerful. Its age places it near the period when historians believe the wheel was first invented in Mesopotamia, around 5,500 years ago. At that time, wheels were solid wood discs, with lighter designs emerging much later. If this toy indeed dates to that earlier era, it suggests advanced cart technology may have developed earlier than previously believed. Rather than a casual object, it may rewrite part of what we know about the early spread of the wheel. Number 7. Muisca raft. This delicate golden artifact was found inside a cave near Bogota, Colombia, and has long been associated with the legend of El Dorado. Though often believed to refer to a city of gold, the term El Dorado originally referred to a man, a new Muisca leader who would be covered in gold dust and offer treasures to the gods by canoe. The artifact, known as the Muisca raft, captures that ritual in incredible detail. It's believed to have been created between 3,200 and 3,500 years ago and was rediscovered in 1856. Made from a gold alloy blended with silver and copper, it's a precise representation of the legendary ceremony. Spaniards arriving in the region during the 16th century witnessed versions of the ritual and later exaggerated it into tales of golden cities. The Muisca raft remains one of the best physical connections to the myth, capturing a moment that helped shape centuries of exploration and misunderstanding of Colombia's indigenous heritage. Number 6. Terracotta whistle. The ancient coastal town of Assos in Turkey has yielded many fascinating finds, and in October 2022, another was added to the list. Archaeologists unearthed the terracotta whistle from the grave of a child, located on the grounds of the Ayasma Church. The object is bird-shaped and remarkably well preserved for something over 2,000 years old. Early analysis suggests it dates to the Roman period. Its proportions and context clearly indicate it belonged to the child buried with it, likely a treasured toy rather than a ceremonial object. Though tiny, the whistle still retains its form, and if blown, might still produce sound. Of course, no one has dared test that theory. Similar whistles have been discovered at Assos before, which raises questions. Were they common toys for Roman children in this region, or did they serve a deeper symbolic role in burial customs? Either way, it's a rare emotional connection to childhood from centuries past, delicate, personal, and beautifully human. No matter how different we are, we're the same. Number 5. Golden plates of Java. Golden discoveries are always major moments for archaeologists, and this one from Java, Indonesia, is no exception. In Ringgalarik village, workers building a water aquifer in September 2016 unintentionally uncovered a stone box filled with not 5 or 10, but 22 small gold plates, each inscribed with sacred symbols. Experts believe these were crafted during the 8th century and are tied to a nearby ancient Buddhist temple. Every plate is made of 18-karat gold, and most symbols honor the Dua Lokapala, the wind gods of Javanese Hindu tradition. After the find, the Central Java Heritage Conservation Agency stepped in, rewarding both the landowner and the workers with a finder's fee. Given their placement in a decorated box and proximity to the temple site, it's likely the plates were part of a ritual, buried as a spiritual offering when temple construction began. This wasn't random treasure, it was a sacred deposit meant to bring divine blessing to the structure that once stood nearby. What do you think about this find? Let us know. Number 4. Lycurgus cup. Well, modern nanotechnology feels like a cutting-edge breakthrough, but ancient Rome may have beaten us to it. The 1600-year-old Lycurgus cup is a striking example. Depending on how light hits it, the glass appears green when lit from the front and red when lit from behind. The mystery baffled scientists until 1990, when British researchers examined the cup under a microscope. They discovered that microscopic particles of silver and gold had been intentionally embedded in the glass by Roman artisans. These particles, each smaller than 1,000th the width of a salt grain, manipulate light at the nanoscale, creating the shifting colors. This level of precision engineering reveals that Roman craftsmen had at least a practical grasp of how materials could be manipulated at a microscopic level. Though their aim was artistic rather than scientific, the cup demonstrates early nanotech in action. We may now use similar principles in medicine or electronics, but in this case, we're following the Romans' lead. Number 3. Thor Sip's hammer amulet. This small lead amulet, shaped like Thor's hammer, dates to the 10th century and is the first of its kind ever found in the Netherlands. It surfaced unexpectedly during housing development work and measures just over an inch in length, yet its craftsmanship leaves no doubt about what it represents. The design clearly matches Mjolnir, the mythic hammer wielded by the Norse god Thor. A hole in the shaft shows it was likely worn as a pendant, probably as a form of spiritual protection. People during the Viking Age wore such charms, believing they held power to deflect evil. Over 1,000 similar amulets have been found in regions like Russia, the UK, and across the Baltic, but almost never in the Netherlands. That makes this one notable. It also comes from a transitional period when many Vikings were converting to Christianity. Whoever once wore this wasn't ready to abandon the old gods. The charm was more than a symbol, it was personal. Number 2. Ancient Roman anchor in England. In 2022, work began on the East Anglia 1 offshore wind farm along England's eastern coast. During preliminary surveys, a remarkable archaeological relic surfaced on the seabed, a wrought iron Roman anchor estimated to be 2,000 years old. Roman anchors aren't unheard of in British waters, but this one is exceptional because of its size. Measuring 6 feet 6 inches long and weighing 220 pounds, it's the largest and oldest of its kind ever found in the UK. Experts believe it belonged to a Roman merchant ship, likely from the Classis Britannica, the regional Roman fleet that functioned as Britain's first navy during Roman rule. Records show the fleet operated from the 1st through the 3rd centuries, but physical evidence of its vessels is almost non-existent. The size of this anchor implies the ship it once moored weighed close to 500 tons, huge by ancient standards. This rare find sheds new light on Roman naval activity in British waters. Number 1. Roman mosaic in Syria. This remarkable discovery came in 2022, a vast Roman-era mosaic in Syria featuring panels that recount the story of the Trojan War. What makes this find even more astonishing is that it narrowly avoided being shattered and sold on the black market by militant groups. The mosaic, dating back 1,600 years, was located inside a ruined 4th century structure in the city of Rastan. It covers an enormous area of roughly 1,300 square feet. It's believed to have first surfaced in 2015, when it was seized by Daesh, who controlled the area at the time. By 2017, someone linked to the group had listed it for sale. Thankfully, it was purchased by Lebanese buyers who recognized its value and later donated it to the Syrian state in 2022. While it illustrates scenes from the Trojan War, it notably omits both Achilles and the Trojan horse. Many modern scholars believe Achilles is fictional, and the horse may have been a symbolic reference to deception in Greek military tactics. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you soon in the next one.